Hello everybody, on this video, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a folder inside your PC. So what I did is I went inside my big passport. It's basically my storage device, and I created a folder called Python for you. The way you can actually do it is you can click the new folder icon here, and then you can type in the name of your folder. You type in the name of your folder and you create your folder. And then inside this folder, we have all our programs. This is just to make it more organized. So once you finish creating your folder for all your folders for all your programs, I'm going to delete this one. The next thing we're going to do is, when you open Visual Studio Code, all you gotta do is go to Open Folders, and you gotta explore. You have to go through your computer and figure out your storage and figure out the folder in which you want to write all your programs, and then you click select folder, and then it will pop up. So basically everything that's in here, it's inside that folder. It makes it much easier. It makes it much easier for you to actually work with your program. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our first Python file or Python program. So the way you write a Python file or program is you gotta click this little icon here to create a new file. So you gotta name it. We're going to name ours Hello World, and then it has an extension called .py, and then you press enter. As you can see, I have a little icon here that shows me that this is actually a Python program. This comes from my extensions, and these are some of the extensions that I've downloaded in order to help me be a more efficient programmer. The one we're seeing right here with the icon is called Material Icon Theme. It's very popular and over 12 million downloads, which is a lot of downloads. It just makes it much prettier and much more easier to work with. I also have Pylons. Pylons is an extension that works alongside Python and Visual Studio Code to provide performant language support. And I also have Python. It's a Visual Studio Code extension with rich support for the Python language. So I have all of this installed to make my life easier. So now we're going to go back to the program. We're going to shut this down. The first thing we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to comment a program. In order for you to comment your program, you're going to have to use the pound key, the number sign, and you can write this is a comment, and you save the program, Control S. So now the computer is not going to execute this line here because the computer is going to know this. It's going to know this is a comment. So now the next thing I'm going to teach you is how to write a multiple line comment or a multi-line docstring. All you gotta do is have three quotation marks, well 6, and then in the middle of it you can write this is a multi-line comment or docstring. You can write a lot in here. You can write whatever you want to write inside of here. So this is if you have a lot of things to write, a big description that you want to write about your code. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually write our first program. All right. So our first program is going to be simply printing Hello World. We're going to print Hello World. Make sure to put those 2 quotation marks. You can make sure to put them before and after in order for it to be a string. We're going to talk about a string in a later video, and then we're going to save our program, Control S, or else you can come over here and save your program, which is exactly the same thing. Now, remember how we ran our first Python program? It was in the command prompt. You just type your program and then it printed it out for you. Now, what's very beautiful about Microsoft Visual Code, it comes with its own, let's say, command prompt or terminal. All you gotta do is go over here on the terminal section up here, click new terminal, and here it is. It's your own little command prompt. The next thing we gotta do is we gotta run this program. There's a little play button on top of your Visual Studio Code. You can click run the program. There's a bunch of other stuff in your list here that you can use. So what we're going to do is actually run the Python file. And here it is, Hello World. Hello World. So this is our first program. We printed Hello World into the terminal window. And as you can see, it shows you how the file got executed. This right now is very clouded. You can actually type in the run code, and it's going to output a lot more beautiful and less crowded. But we really want to work with this because it gives us a lot of data in which we can work with. And in this video, we just learned how to comment. We learned how to use multi-line comment or docstring. We also learned how to print Hello World and write our own first program using Python.